Hello, car lovers. Today I want to discuss with you a little bit the news. Recently, Ford has decided that we're going to stop making cars, basically, and GM followed suit. Um, uh, they're killing off the Volt, the Impala, the Cruise, amongst others. And I wanted to discuss with you. I know a lot of YouTubers have been putting out their comment, and the general consensus has been that what I've been able to gather with a little bit of listening I've done on YouTube is that the market is simply no longer in cars, and especially the American market, they're buying a lot of SUVs. And when I do go to the United States, which is not often, but when I do go, I do see a lot of SUVs, but it's not all SUVs. And this trend is basically based on the consumer preference of wanting to be seated higher, a heightened sense of security, and also a convenience, if you want, also, and also low gas prices. So that confluence has made, and also that SUVs or little SUVs or crossovers are much better quality than they used to be in the past. So that is, I think, a fair assessment of the YouTube consensus. I disagree with that. Completely, I have to say, and I will give you my reasons why. Number one, the car and sedan market is diminishing, but I mean, it's not dying. Dealers are still selling cars and sedans. That's number one. Number two, I like that. Milk cows, not taxpayers. That is really awesome. I can't believe we have that in Quebec. That's really, really awesome. Another factor that I have to mention is that we don't start off making $70,000 a year, or 80, or 90, or $100,000 a year. We usually start off with a smaller salary, and also people have other tastes other than cars. So I know a lot of people who make pretty decent livings who prefer to buy either a compact or just a regular sedan. I have to say that I'm feeling a trend, but I'm not saying everyone is going towards that. Also, another thing is that the brand memory, which I find is less important than it was in the past, perhaps, but is still important. I had a wonderful experience when I was young with a Honda, and that has stayed in my brain. And sometimes when I'm looking at many different products in the upper echelon cars, that brand memory sometimes tips the balance for me in terms of what I'm going to buy. I can think very personally, I was looking at the different, like between an Acura TLX, a Mazda 6 all-equipped, and a Ford Fusion all-equipped. Well, although those three cars were very similar, it tipped my balance towards Honda because I had such a good experience with a Honda Accord, and subsequent to that, a Honda Civic. A best friend of mine had a Toyota Corolla when he was younger, and today, no surprise, he now has a Toyota Camry. He may have just as well have bought a RAV4. When a car maker stops making cars in a category, we could easily view that as, well, maybe those cars weren't good enough. Maybe they weren't selling Ford Fusions or Chevrolet Impalas because the cars were not good enough. And in that sense, why would their higher end vehicles be any better? I will give you an example. Well, a Honda Civic is a good car, a Honda Fit is a good car, a Honda Accord is a good car. Is it no surprise that the Honda CR-V is an excellent SUV? Is it no surprise that the Acura RDX and MDX are excellent vehicles? You have to think about that. So I'm not sure that the SUV trend is here forever. I think that it's merely catering to a need that many people had but weren't served by the market, which is why they're flowing to the SUV. I still think when I'm driving a Honda Accord all equipped, it feels way better than a Honda CR-V all equipped, just in terms of the interior quality, just in terms of the options offered, just in terms of the gas consumption. There are these little differences that are significant, and I still think that may tip the balance for many buyers. So those are my thoughts. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Maybe you have a different opinion, and I don't think there is a right or wrong opinion. I think there's perspective. GM and Ford are making a bet, and Hyundai, Honda, Toyota, Kia are not making the same bet, and that's significant. someone's right and someone's wrong. So tell me what you think. I'd be curious to hear your thoughts in the comments.